We are back. What? We are back. All right, cool. Cool. We are here now, dude. Lots of guns. Clever plot. Liam, how you doing, my guy? I have returned. I am back. You let me know if the volume's good. Bow, bow. Damn, what happened? Amazing. Liam, I am great. Happy New Year. Happy Christmas. Happy all that stuff. You know, I'm just taking it easy now. I was like, I need to get back on the streams. That's what I'm doing. I'm listening to music on my headphones so I don't get copyrighted. Drew. Happy New Year, my friend. Happy Christmas as well. You know, I have returned. Good to see you too, Drew. It's been a minute. I've been missing you guys so much. I've just been running around lifing. So what you been up to, Drew? What's been happening? Liam, the king has returned. Indeed. Indeed he has. I hear that. Glad you're well. Nice, man. Alright. Definitely want to kill that sound. Same old, to be honest. Work and family is my life right now. Hey. Totally understandable, my friend. That's exactly how it should be. That's exactly how it should be. I've been vibing. My girl visited me from the UK from like 17th January or something. No, 7th January? Been like a month or something. She's been going back for a week now, so I was just busy with life, dude. You know? That's what I've been doing. The king has returned. Are they fighting? Do you mean on my small screen? You mean up here, Liam? Mikal, thank you for the sub. That was a fast one. Oh, Drew, I wish I could join on the snooker. I love that game. Actually, like I play pool. Snooker's got some weird rules. So I might not be totally on the ball in terms of what exactly snooker is. Can you give me like a little, give me a little crash course? What's the difference between like regular pool and snooker? Teach your boy. I'm ready to learn, sensei. Hey. Club muchachos. And Isolatos. Liam, also I downloaded Twitch. Okay. What you been seeing on there? Anything you enjoy? Any streamers you're liking? Shoot it up. You just, it repeats the minute. It's something like a free throw. Window remote. You! What's good? Did you get my text? Guys, right before I went live, I texted Q and I was like, brother, I will be on the internets. Come on. I replied my G. Okay, well, my phone is behind me, and I hate using WhatsApp desktop. Oh, but for you, I will. Can I even do that? Okay, is WhatsApp web a thing? I don't want to download the app right now. I'm busy. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay. I'll do it later. I got to log in using my phone, and my phone is a camera right now. Drew. 15 reds worth 1 point and 6 colors each worth between 2 and 7 points. You put a red and then a color, then red, and so on. The 6 colors are placed back on the table till all reds are down, then finish with the 6 colors. High score wins. Damn. That sounds... Yeah, that'll take me a few minutes. Liam, good night, man. Sleep well, my dude. Okay, Drew, I think I need to like play it a few times to figure it out. Because sometimes I'll watch it and I'll be like, what are you doing? And obviously I could have Googled the rules when I'm watching, but I like to just try and figure out what's happening. But then they would do something. Then I'm like, okay, I think I get it. And then he would just, like, they'd put balls back on the table or he just hit something else. Then I'm like, okay, I don't know what's going on. The table is 3 times the size of a pool table. Okay, yes. I am familiar with that. They're really big. And I stayed at this hotel once where they had a snooker table. And the snooker balls were so cool. It was like, I think it was a hybrid snooker and pool table. So they had the balls, but they were like covered in a layer of they had like a clear layer. So it looked like a clear sphere with the pool ball like inside of it. They were so smooth and shiny, and they sounded great when you knocked them around the table. So I'm sure that was definitely a snooker table because it was humongous. Um, can you play pool on a snooker table, or the rules include the size? Or I mean, like obviously if you wanted to, you could, but rule wise, is pool specifically for a smaller table, like regulation wise, and then snooker is a different one? I'm listening to Dr. Dre right now. I can't put it through my audio because then my stream will get canned. It's super annoying. And it's just YouTube. I think Kick would not give a damn. Kick does not care what I'm doing. But YouTube will be like, we've recognized. Like, YouTube tried to copyright my own music. Like, if I play my own music on my stream, YouTube will, like, it'll get monetized to me, technically, but still. Like, I thought it was my official channel. If I've connected it to TuneCore, etc., why do you still have to be like, oh, this is copyright? Like, I am the channel of the copyright. I signed up through my DSP. Anyway, enough of that complaint. But yeah, right now I'm listening to, well, I was listening to Dr. Dre. Whatever. Pool has different tables, sizes. Like UK pool is 6 feet and US is like 9.5. Oh man, that's so annoying. It's the same with basketball. Like US regulation rims are, I think, higher than normal ones. I remember when I first went to my I changed high schools from a British one to an American one. I remember I went to the basketball court and I was like, is this basketball for giants? Why the hell is the rim so high? But you know, that's how it is. Apparently. Apparently, this is how it is. Drew, any interesting news? Anything crazy been happening in your life? And Q, how you been, bro? You quiet? Say some things. I would put the audio for this game on. Actually, okay, I can't right now because it'll overwhelm. Okay, so basically my music is going through my sound interface, which is connected to my headphones. I can give you guys the game audio, but I'll also hear it real loud, and that's super annoying. Q Yankee, where were you at for New Year's Eve? Hey buddy, I was at my house. My little brother and my little sister had a mad party, so like 2 separate parties in one house. And then I let my brother borrow my speakers. I set up my decks downstairs, and we just like DJ'd by the pool. It was sick. I'll have to remember, Q, that you're around, because I easily could have called you that day and been like, yo, come over to my house and have your New Year's. But it was such a busy day. You just forget that you can do those things. Then later on, you're like, hey, man, how come I didn't see you? Oh, wait, I could have invited you very easily. Yeah, dude, Q, it was so much fun. Do I have pictures? Do I have pictures? Do I have pictures? Do I have pictures? Do I have pictures or video? Let me just check. I'm checking. Yeah, and Q, I've got my pool has lights. It glows in the dark. And they're really bright and they change color. So I just turned that thing on and it was a good time. I promise you that. Let me see if I've got anything. Okay, no, it's not on my Instagram. But if I find it, I'll post on Discord. I think I have some stuff on my phone. But yeah, it was a really good time. Really good time. I'm honored that you'd consider inviting me. Q, it's all gravy, my friend. We're homies now. If I was in the same city as Drew, I'd be making sure I find him. Um, also all the other homies in our chat, I'd be like, guys, come through. I have a big house. So it's a good time, you know what I mean? Like, imagine there were two separate parties going, well, yeah, two separate parties going on at the same time in one house. So the house is, you know, you can do what you want to do. It's very chill. And it's also secure. So I guess that's why I don't worry about, like, not that I'd be worried about you specifically, but just in a general sense. I've got like 9 German Shepherds. If somebody wanted to try something dumb, I mean, they can. But they'll get their limbs ripped off by like 8 very overprotective German Shepherds. So I'm not that stressed about security like that. And also, we're homies now, I'd like to think. So if I have any hangouts, Q, do you drive? Drew, you'll always find me in the kitchen at parties. Drew got a puppy? Whoa! What is it? What's her name? Tell me. Tell me. Cocker Spaniel. Hey. That's sick. What's their name? Q, are you laughing at the type of dog? Ted. That's sick. That is very sick. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. I wish I could share the music I'm listening to with you guys, but like YouTube's been so dumb. You know what's crazy? Even with the music that I was making, for some weird reason, YouTube was just like, oh yeah, by the way, now that it's in our content ID, if you release the song, YouTube's kind of like, this already exists. So then my songs weren't appearing on iTunes, sorry, on TikTok and Instagram, like when you search for songs, it wasn't appearing. And I was like, yo, WTF, mate. I had to email them, and then they were like, oh, we want to make sure you have the copyright. And it's so dumb because when you sign up for things like TuneCore, you link your official YouTube channel. So my brain was like, if it came from my official channel, what's the issue, guy? But anyway, you can only complain so much when it comes to this type of stuff. When did you get your doggy, Ted? Ted? Drew, when did you get Ted, Drew? Paying crazy money for training as he's going to be a therapy dog for her work. Oh, that's really sweet. Is it for anyone you know or just a general therapy dog? And you'll just like, people will pay you to have the dog around or to have it for a certain amount of time? How will that work? My dogs are stupid. They're beautiful, wonderful creatures, but they're dummies. And you know what? It's not their fault, because it's not their fault because when I came back home from Australia, they were already here, and so they could have been trained earlier in their life. That might have worked. I paid a guy to train them, dude. I paid him $500, dude. This dumb guy sent one guy over once, and then I never saw him again. $500 just down the toilet. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna hang out with my untrained German Shepherds. It's whatever. They're pretty chill though. Unless you're a bad person, then. Or if you're a small, cute animal, they're pretty vicious. Like there's two that, I mean, you could rub their face, do whatever, they won't do anything to you. But if they see like another little animal or a bird, it's murder on the dance floor. It's pretty freaky. So Drew, what did you do New Year's? Did I ask this already? And Q, what did you do New Year's as well? Tell me everything. Tell me everything. Do you know what's crazy, guys? I've just seen something that could have helped us, which is followers only chat. Whenever we have those crazy trolls, but those trolls would just follow me and troll anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Drew, she's a psychotherapist and also works in a local boys' school, so he'll be used in the school. She's a psychotherapist. So the trainer is a psychotherapist? And then the trainer will use it at the school? So they're paying you, obviously, good money. Q Yankee Church. What, all night? Or just for like the clock to go, you know, for the new year to enter, like midnight, and then you went home? Like, how did that work? How was the structure of your evening? Church till 3. Q Yankee, you're a strong man. What denomination is it again, Q? I don't remember if I asked you this. What I used to do with my mom, like when my mom was alive, what we used to do is she would take us to midnight mass on Christmas Eve. So then Christmas Eve, we go to church at like 11:30, 11. And then New Year's, Christmas Day, boom, at church. And then we leave like 12:31 or something. And then go home. And then for the rest of the year, we're just chilling. So that was kind of a thing. It was like a tradition, just midnight mass. Did you go with your fam? Who'd you go with, Q? And how's things there? Because I remember back in the day, they were kind of misbehaving, trying to intervene on your behalf and things. How's all that gone so far, dude? And how you doing? How's the mental health? How's the brain vibes? You know. Kingdom Seekers International Apostle John Kim. Damn, that's a long name. Did you like it, Q? Did you enjoy it? Was it beneficial? You know, did you get something out of it? I always wonder if it sorry, really gotta get off. Catch up soon though. Have a great one, y'all. Hey Drew, thank you for being here. I should be streaming tomorrow, Drew, so you better show up. I'll be here. But good to see you, Drew. Say hello to the family. Take it easy. I hope you guys are healthy and happy. I hope the meal is good. I hope anything you're trying to work on will succeed. I'm sending you good vibes, my dude. Success at every turn. More success than you know what to do with. That's what I wish for you. And everyone else, whether you're in the chat or just watching and lurking, I hope whatever you're doing with your life works out. If there's something that you can't figure out, I hope you do. I hope you get the strength to just jump on there. That's why I'm back streaming, dude. Sometimes I just get so unmotivated and I'm like, bro, I don't want to do this. And then something in my system just goes, nah, you can, bro. Just do it. And here we are, chatting with my homies. Oh, you let it pop it like this. Take about it, no, man. I'm gonna play some trap. Bum, 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 bum. Maybe I'll make some music tomorrow, possibly. Right now, I'm doing some level up stuff. That's why you see your boy. I've got this little screen over here. It's because I'm actually doing something. I'm leveling up my generals. If you guys haven't played Ebony, it's like League of Legends. Like once you start, oh, you are trapped, bro. You are inside of this game. Like you're not leaving. You are not leaving. Church go out for spiritual growth. It's called a gathering of saints. You go to share graces and energies. Good vibes and energies. Okay. So what does that look like, Q? Like is it just an actual mass or what is it like? Okay, Q. So do you go by yourself? Do you go with your fam? Who'd you go with? And how does that work? Like you guys good now? You know? Remember what you told me about the whole like intervention situation? Like you guys okay now? You guys homies? My fam, damn, you remembered. Oh, Q, I got that autistic memory. I've got a very good memory. I've got a good memory, man. Um, we good healing? Okay, okay. I respect that. I respect that. I respect that. Yeah, that's good, man. I have some family members I just don't talk to anymore, bro. Like, how would I put this, Q? Like, the worst people I know on earth are like super Christian. It's really, I don't know, it's really like frustrating and demoralizing in a way because it's like every time you're around them, they're like, oh, let's pray A, B, C, D. And then the stuff that they're doing. So it really put me off. And I know, Q, you've seen this probably. There's a whole bunch of churches out here like it's just like a scheme for money and flexing. Like it's everything is just about money. The whole thing is about money, being rich, And then also the priest will be like, you have to give 10% of your salary, like it's a rule. And then the dude's driving, he's driving like Range Rovers and like Benzes, and it's from people giving money to the church, quote unquote. So I think Africa really like jaded me in that sense. I mean, it happens in Australia too, but yeah, that was a big problem for me. And so I just said to myself, man, I'll be spiritual, I'll figure my own things out, but I'm not going to play this game of like I remember one time, Q, we went to church and it was like half the church was like empty, right? Or the quarter of the church was empty. We go to sit down and then this guy comes up to us and he's like, "Oh, you can't sit there. These seats are reserved." And we were like, "Reserved for who?" And he's like, "Oh, we've just reserved it for some important guests." I was like, "Dude, get the hell out of my face, man." I was like, "Do you know where we are? This is not a damn club with VIP seats. Like, what the hell, dude?" So there's a bunch of people standing because some important quote unquote individuals were on their way. And so they literally blocked off quarter of the church. Oh man, I think it was me, my mom, my little sister. We literally just went home. Like we were all so pissed off, and it was like I'm not gonna learn anything. There's no good spiritual vibes happening in here because I'm pissed that people are acting like this. It's such a weird. Yeah, it's so weird, man. Told you I had an encounter. My hunger is, and not the things Gentiles seek. Sorry for that. Listen, bro. That's really the best way to do it. Is you go for yourself and you enrich your life with it. But yeah, a lot of the churches around here, like I'm in Karen, there are a lot of like just non-genuine people, and it's so messed up because it's like you're supposed to be showing me the example of how to be a good human being, but there's like people cheating on their wives actively, dude, doing all sorts of crazy stuff, and then they have the nerve to judge you. Like if you smoke a blunt or something, or you go party, they're like, you shouldn't be doing that. And it's like, bro, you shouldn't be cheating on your wife with the pastor. What? So yeah, really, really put me off. I was like, yo, I'm not trying to deal with this. And I also made the decision of like, my spirituality, like I'll figure it out on my own. I'll still get knowledge. Like I believe every religion has an amount of truth in it. And the way I look at it is like every religion has a piece of the puzzle, and then all of them together with the right sections, they'll create what the reality is. Like whatever it's actually going on, it's every religion has a part of that. And then put it all together and you get the whole kind of image. So that's how I look at it. It's like I read this quote where it was like, we're all touching an elephant, but we're touching different parts of it. So one guy's like, no, this bit is thin and like rough and hairy. Somebody else is like, no, it's wide and heavy and hard, like the legs. Somebody else is like, oh, it's soft and like flexible, that's the nose. Somebody else is like, oh, it's flat and smooth, that's the ears. So like we think everything is unique to us. Like this thing is what it is, but if you brighten up the lights, you notice that everybody is actually communicating with the same force, but with just a very specific perspective. I got my drum machine. So cute. Okay, so and also you don't have to say it in here in chat, but I'm asking so you know I asked. How did you work out things with fam? I'll tell you a story or two about mine as well, because some of my fam are deeply dysfunctional, bro. Like there's a whole bunch of them I just don't talk to anymore, because it was like, yeah, I could try and be a good person, but the more I talk to this people, the more I'm suffering. Just me. Like those guys are super unaware, like NPCs, and then I'm trying to like talk sense into somebody. Imagine trying to explain stuff to a drunk person. It's like you're just wasting your time. So I was like, I'll stay away from these people, because I'm not trying to deal with that. There's drama on my server here, guys. Yeah, Q. I realize that a lot of adults are just kids who stayed alive. You know what I'm saying? But they're still in their heads. Like, dude, I have relatives with kids and families, but mentally they're freaking 13, dude. It's really bizarre, because your family is like, you have to go to school, you have to do ABCD, you have to do this, you have to do that. And then once you get smart enough to question them, they're like, you're not allowed to do that. What? Astro. Oh my god. Yo, where the F you been, gang? Astral. I was deep in the sauce of life, my friend. My girl came and visited from London, so we were just running around, just vibing. But also, yeah, my motivation was struggling. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, motivation was a bit difficult. I'm on like new meds, so man, I was just not feeling like doing it. And then eventually I got the strength and I was like, yo, let me say hi to my homies, man. These people motivate me to do things in life. And today I just was like, let's go. Today I'm doing it. I think yesterday I was gonna, but then I got like a mad headache and I was like, I'm not gonna be able to talk and this will not be fun on stream. So Astral, I'm real glad to see you here. Happy New Year, Astral. What did you do for your New Year? I've been asking people what they got up to. How was your New Year? What'd you get up to? And how's your year going so far? Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Q, I mostly interpret my healing from a spiritual perspective. Q, that's a really good way to do it. One of the reasons why I started to stay away from church is because, I don't know, call me psychic, call me insane, call me delusional, whatever it might be. But like, I can tell when people around me are not genuine. At least for me, maybe it's an autistic thing, but I can tell. And like, I want to be in the same room with you, you know? So if someone's like in church, like I just don't want to be in there because I can't even pay attention now. Because honestly, Q, I'd rather go when it's empty by myself and just sit there and just soak it in, you know? Astral, I did nothing for New Year's, but I did discover a new hobby is editing. I've been editing lately. Congratulations, Astral. How's the editing going, dude? I edit some music videos. I don't know if you've seen them on my YouTube. But yeah, I've been editing videos. It's a lot of fun. I like do it in my head first. So I imagine what it'll look like. I basically storyboard in my head and then boom, boom, edit. You got anything you can share, my guy? Going good. That's awesome. What's been your favorite project so far? And what did you do? Oh, tell me more, Astral. I need some editing assistance, possibly. So, if you're outsourcing that work, I could hit you up for some edits. It takes so much time. Like I'll be making music, I'll be trying to film things. So like, for my music videos though, I edit those, and those are fun for me. I don't know if you've seen my latest video. It's called Destroy It All. I edited that myself. Oh, Astral, tell me what you need from me to make one or two. Well, I mean, as many as you like, but tell me what you need from me to do that. Because I am here for it, man. Boom, boom, boom. So Q, after that exchanging good vibes, what did you do at New Year? Like, did you just go to sleep? Did you see any fireworks anywhere? What happened after that? Astral, I can show you some clips. Yeah, buddy. Are you on my Instagram? Boom, boom. I've gotten so much new music, guys. I need to like listen to all of it. Fireworks movie, sleep. Did you hit a little J? Get zooted before you went into dreamland? What movie did you watch? Astral, it can be any clip, funny or motivational, or some you've been doing. I clip it and make it into an edit. Ooh, so can you clip my streams? Is that a thing? Can you clip on Kick? This is not me saying you need to do that. I'm just curious because I've just realized now on Twitch you can. Bum, bum, bum. Boom, 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 boom. Astral, you can send them to Discord. I disabled links in the chat because trolls will possibly traumatize you by putting the wrong link on there. I was in high school in the days of like Live Leak, dude. Oh, there was certain websites you just get sent something and you press play and immediately you're traumatized. Like there was no explanation as to what it was. So I'm trying to save my chat and also myself from seeing something real gross. Blade Runner 2049, fave movie. Q, I just watched that. Well, not recently, but like around the same time you did, honestly. I think I watched it in November or December, honestly. And I freaking love that movie. Have you seen Blade Runner 2099? It's like an animated movie. I think it's set after. I think it's set like in the future. I think. Yeah. No, I have to. Q, please. It's really sick. Astral, I can make an edit for you. It will be fast if you on for the next hour or two. I'll probably be on for like at least another hour, I think. Q Yankee, bro, anime has literally changed my life. Okay, Q, you really need to watch The Tower of God. That's such a cool anime. And there's another one as well. I forget what it's called. Damn, I forget what it's called. But I can find the links and put it up. But yeah, Tower of God, look that up. I don't know how far into Bleach you are, or if you're watching Bleach at all, but the newer seasons of Bleach, like the ones currently out now, wow. Hunter x Hunter, get it. Psycho Pass is really good. It's like a sci-fi psychological thriller. Wow, that's one of my favorite shows. Oh, Solo Leveling is really nice. I watched that too. I haven't watched season 2. So if that's new, I'm glad. I'm going to watch that. Attack on Titan. I've only got to episode 1. I watch so much stuff, so I haven't seen that one yet. Hunter x Hunter is GOAT, says Happily Existing. You are correct, Hunter x Hunter is the best. You are absolutely correct. What other ones can you think of happily existing? Oh, Q, have you watched Demon Slayer? Wow. Watch it. Happily existing. What else can we think of? Oh man, I wish you guys could hear what I'm listening to right now. Oh, Jujutsu Kaisen as well. Happily existing. I need them to finish the last season stat. Yeah. Hugh, if you haven't watched Demon Slayer, wow, it's so deep. Like right now, like I was watching it with my girl, and after every episode, we're just like, then we rewind to like halfway into the episode we just watched. We rewind like halfway back, and we're just like, dude, what? What? Death Note is really good. Demon Slayer is great, though first arc is slow. Fair enough. 10 out of 10 recommend Demon Slayer. Agreed. Agreed. Demon Slayer is top tier, and the animation is so wonderful. The animation is so good. I love One Punch Man Q. I've watched 1 and 2. I think season 3 is on the way. One Punch Man is so cool. I love One Punch Man because he's technically overpowered for everything, but they write the story around that. So he's always like distracted or just doing something else while people are getting their butts kicked. Because initially I was like, how are they going to write an anime where the main character can beat anyone with one punch? But the way they write around that, so impressive. So impressive. Oh, happily existing. Spy X Family. Q, you need to watch Spy X Family. It's really fun. And it's funny, dude. Like anime is really good at comedy. They're really good at that. Also, Runori Kenshin, aka Samurai X. There's a new season. I used to watch that in high school when I was like real young. Samurai X was on TV, and then it just disappeared. But they've got a new season now. Ah, oh my god. What did you think of Happily Existing? Q Yonki, anime has blown my mind. Dude, I'm gonna send you so many. I'm gonna send you so many. And Q, at some point, you gotta come round and we'll watch some stuff, dude. I think that'll be sick. Happily, yeah, 100%. Spy X Family is just a perfect, funny, feel-good, cute anime. If you need a break from a tough day or an anime anyone can watch and love. Like, if you're hanging out with somebody who isn't into anime, Spy X Family is perfect. That's a really good way to put it. That's a really, really good way to put it. It doesn't require too much thinking. It's well animated. The stories are still good. The fight scenes and stuff, really good. Really intelligently done. It's like watching Ocean's 12, but an anime, almost. Astral, you sent it on my Discord, brother? Hold up. I'm opening Discord now, but I already know what it's gonna... Yep. Downloading updates. Dude, every time I open Discord, 5 billion updates. Ugh. Bro, really? Bet that would be lit. 100% Q. What? I've got friends who also love anime, bro. We just hook it up one day, get some food, get yourself your smokies, whatever you want to do. And then I've got a LG CX65 in my room. It's a huge, absolutely gorgeous television. Like, it's literally as thin as like a couple of sheets of paper. Oh, I'm enjoying this music, guys. I blame YouTube that I can't play it for you guys. My stream will get extremely monetized. Okay, Astral, it's opening up. No, happily, I'm not playing the music out through the system because YouTube will monetize my stream with extreme prejudice. Oh, never mind, never mind. Haha. Okay, fair enough. But you get what I mean, right? Like, YouTube will just ruin it. Happily existing. One time I was streaming like Reddit clips, and it was like a video of somebody falling on the street or whatever. In that video, somebody was driving past in a car, and that car was playing, I don't know, whatever, ABBA or something. My stream got monetized by YouTube for 3 seconds of this random car passing by in a video I was watching. I got copyrighted for that. I was pissed. I was pissed. Okay, Astral, where did you send it? Okay, I see you. I see you. Oh, this is sick, Astral. I'm following you. Boom. Like. Yeah, that's so sick, dude. I feel like I can hear somebody. Yeah, Astral, this is cool, man. This is cool. The video you sent me, the guy has the same mic as mine. Well, not exactly the same. His mic is a model newer because his one changes colors. Mine's just red, which I'm okay with. Who's that cute octopus behind you? She's glowing. You know what's crazy? This octopus octopus it's by an artist called Takashi Murakami. My sister got it for me for my birthday. I also have like my favorite lamp on earth, which is over here, but you can't see it in the frame. It's right here. It's like a dude sitting down. My girlfriend got me that. So sick. Mellow! What's up, my guy? Good to see you. Q Yankee, responding to earlier on question about if I drive. 10 years this year, but I don't have a ride yet. Okay, sick. Where did you say you lived at, Q? How far is that from me? Cam switch. Let me see. There it is. Can you see it? Oh, you can't. But the lamp is right here. I mean, okay, there you go. You see it? It's like a dude sitting down. There we go, right? You see that? Oh, I don't want to drop that lamp, yo. Ooh, cam switch again. Huh. This that video of Joe Rogan and damn, I forgot his name now. Joey Diaz, and they were just dancing. Mello, good to see you too, bro. It's been a minute. I messaged Q. I was like, bro, I'm streaming today. Show up. Then I jumped on Discord and I messaged Mello. I was like, yo, Joey Diaz, happily existing. He's one of my favorite people. One of the reasons I like Joey Diaz is he's had such an insane life and he's gone through so many crazy things. But like, oh damn, I can see a plane outside my window. That is the first time I've seen a plane at that angle. It's normally helicopters. Trippy. Yeah, so Joey Diaz, like he's been through some crazy stuff in life. And when I was going through some stuff, I'd watch some of his videos and he would just explain how life went upside down for him and then just how he went about handling it, you know? Like he's one of those people who's like he's made many mistakes. He's very talented and he's just like figured his life out. Each time he falls, he gets back up. And he's so funny, dude. Oh my god, he's funny. I think he's Cuban. Did he say he's Cuban? Something like that. But anyway, Joey Diaz is one of my favorite people. He tells a story of how his cats saved him from, it was either heroin or the coke. But yeah, he was like deep one night and he was in his bathroom like hiding from the family. And then the cats were in there and the cats were just like, "Hey man, how you doing?" Like they were just very caring towards him. And he was like, "Yo, I need to change my life." And it was so crazy that that's what made it happen. Mello, I'm glad you did. I don't always see the notification on my phone. Diaz, is that the Stockton Slap MMA fighter? Wait, what? Stockton Slap? Did I have to look this up now? What is that? Stockton Slap. What is that? No, that's Nate Diaz. Close. Joey Diaz is this Italian looking guy. This is Joey Diaz, Mello. If you can see, this is him. Yeah, Cuban American. I got it right. This is him. Just look up any story about Joey Diaz. Oh my god. He's actually the funniest human being on the planet. And he knows how to tell a story. Like, he can tell you something real messed up in terms of like a really messed up story or part of his life. But he knows how to still make you laugh about it. Like, it's crazy. He's a really interesting dude. Okay, I'm thinking I'll put in some background music for y'all. Let me see what I got. Let me see what I got. Ooh, okay, I have an idea. Yeah, just to give you guys a bit of background tunes. You know what I'm saying? All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. I've got a song I made a long time ago, which I think I can put that up without any trouble. So first thing I'm gonna do is show in Finder. And I'm gonna open with boom. Okay, and then that's not what I meant to do. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Playback. File loop. There we go. There we go. There we go. Then I have to go into here and then add it as a source. Boom. So you guys will tell me real quick if you can hear it now. Tell me if that sounds good. Tell me how the volume is. And you know, in fact, I think I can do something as well because right now, mosquito, did I get it? I don't think so. Anyway, output. I think I can send the video output. Dang mosquitoes. Here we go. Preferred audio device. Heck yeah. Okay. I will send you. Where will I send you? I think that works. Yes. Okay, that works. Okay, can you guys hear the music I'm playing? It sounds good? Just let me know that you're hearing it okay. And then one thing I really have to do real quick is... Oh no, I don't have to. Sweet. Oh no, I do. I do. Sick. The transitions mess you up. Wicked. Okay, is it loud enough, Mello? Is the volume good? Do I need to lower it, raise it? So at least now you guys have background music. Because before it was just silent and I was like, I'm listening to music and you guys aren't. So make it a bit more interesting. By the way, the song I'm playing is, it's one I made a very long time ago. Like over 10 years ago. So that's what's going on. Mello, have you got any Cockney friends? When I was in Cambridge, so many Cockney. Mosquitoes, guys. My mortal enemy. Oh yeah, I can test this myself. Ooh, Mellow. Cockneys are some of my favorite human beings, dude. Those accents, oh. You like smoking, boy? There's a whole bunch of Cockneys. I mean, when you go to London, you hear everything, dude. They still call you geezer. Like I was walking in London City at night with my girlfriend, and I had this nice jacket on. And this dude just walked past me, hammered. It's a bit cold, innit? Aye, it's a bit cold, innit? It's freezing, right? It's really cold. Aye. And he was like staring us in the eyes. I was like, oh no, what's happening? And it turned out he was making a joke, saying like, no, he said it's really hot. He said it's really hot, innit? And I was like, what? And then he was motioned to my jacket. And I was like, oh, you're drunk. Okay. But he was a nice dude. You must know Pete and Bass, right? The rapping old dudes. I love the accents. Oh, Pete and Bass are champions. What do you mean? Mello, tell me what the music is like right now in terms of background. Is it too loud or you can just hear it? Because I just want it to just be there like very far, you know, like just like louder than the silence, but not overtaking my voice or anything like that. Oh, Q was outside. I just saw that. It's perfect for background music, not overpowering at all. Sweet. And it's a song I made which I haven't officially released, so I don't think YouTube will give me a hard time about it. And what I'm gonna do honestly is I'll make a song or two that's just for background, so that I can play it on my streams, nothing happens. Because I've learned that if you play stuff on stream, it will ruin your life. Yo, so Mello, what did you do New Year's? Did you tell me? Did you tell me? I'm boring, lol. Stayed at home with the wife, just a chill night. Mello? Why? Why am I now just learning that you have a wife? Did you tell me this before and I forgot? That's very possible. And I gave it to you. When I gave it to you. My little sister and my little brother had a house party at my house. Two house parties. So I just hung out with people, and then I DJ'd as well, and then we saw fireworks. It was a good time, man. Went to sleep at like 3 something, but like DJ'd a bunch outside near my pool. Oh, Mello, as soon as you're able to travel, my friend, just make that ticket to Kenya, bro. You won't have to pay for accommodation. I'll drive you and the wife around, and we'll have a good time. LOL, not really mentioned it before, never really came up. That's fair, dude. I'm not like annoyed you didn't tell me, but I just got surprised. I was like, wait, my guy's married. Oh, Mello, listen, I already told Q, cause Q lives in my city. I told Q, bro, you gotta come over, like, let's hang out, watch anime, just vibe, you know? You gotta come and hang, bro. I'm one of those people. I'm very chill like that, bro. Like, I have a big house on purpose. You know what I mean? We got enough rooms. Got a swimming pool. I mean, come on. And I got my Range Rover here. Drive around. It's a good time, dude. Damn. Yo, Range Rover living the good life. You know it, buddy. Let me tell you something, Mello. That's my favorite car on earth. Like, I see new ones around. I'm like, sweet. Sports cars, sweet. But I love my car so much, dude. It's just my favorite thing. It's my favorite thing to drive. It's an '08 Range Rover Sport. Black on black on black on black on black on black on black. It's got a sunroof. The sound system is... The sound system is ridiculous. Sir, I'm going to read a book. Enjoy the rest of your stream. Happily existing. I appreciate you. I am happy that you are existing. I'm very happy that you are existing. And thank you for passing by. Thank you for hanging. You're the best. Yeah. A new day. Mello, I don't know if you listen to UK Bassline or Garage. I've got so much of it today. I'm so excited to listen to that and just hear the madness. You ever get into Skyrim? Oh, Mello, I finished that game. My build was a magician. Flamethrowers on both hands. Just... That was my build. It was the best. I love that game. I actually was trying to get it on my Mac, but I couldn't. So I think I could get it on my PS4, but dude, my PS4 is running low on storage space. So I'm waiting till I can get myself a PS5, and then I'll get those classics, you know. But I love Skyrim. I love it. It's such a good game. I also finished The Witcher 3. I love that. Far Cry. I love Far Cry, dude. I've just started a no fast travel playthrough, having a blast. I play Warrior. Ooh, that's fun. You playing it on the Xbox? Xbox Live? You play on the Xbox Live? Oh, the bass. Yeah, Xbox, it's on Game Pass. Just needed something I could sink time into. For sure. What about Cyberpunk? I've got Cyberpunk. I haven't played it because I got it on the PS4 and it doesn't run well. So I didn't even download it onto my PS4. But it's in my PSN, so I own the game. But it's also coming out on Mac in the next couple of weeks, months. So I really do think I'll get it on my Mac and play that game on stream, because it'll be native on Mac. That means it'll run very well. You're gonna love Witcher, dude. Witcher is so good. Cyberpunk, also really good. Everybody. Oh, have you played Diablo, Mello? I played Diablo 3. Wow, I got lost in that game. Diablo is a thing. Is Diablo on Mac yet? Like Diablo 4? Let me see. Okay, it's not available yet. I could emulate it, but no. I mean, it's on Steam, but only for Windows, I imagine. Battle.net, Xbox, Xbox One, PlayStation. Okay, so really best bet is to get it on PlayStation. I'm actually right now checking how much it costs. $41. Hmm. I'm gonna check Steam. See what the price is on the good old Steam. How much of it is DLC? Diablo 3 was chill. I didn't have to pay for anything. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. Woo. 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 38K with the beam on it. You could lean on it. Where's the search? Word on the streets, I'm a suspect. Hanging with the killers and the projects. Let's see what Diablo's doing here. Okay, so Diablo 4 is $50 on Steam. It's like $41 on PSN. So I might as well get it on my PlayStation. How big is the file? Oh man, there's a lot of DLC. Oh, I hate that. God, that's the worst. Yeah, I'm already like getting put off this dude. I really don't want to see DLC. Like, Cyberpunk has DLC, but it's not dumb. Like, you can play the entire whole game, and then the DLC is just more game, like new story, everything. Whereas with Diablo, I hope it's not one of those things where you can't do certain things until you get, you know. Game I'm waiting for is the new Fable. Recently ran through the original 3, but I'll be honest, bro, look into Diablo before paying. I didn't think it was that good, and the DLC is crazy expensive. So Diablo 3 was awesome. I really enjoyed Diablo 3. Oh, by the way, why is Steam being weird? Go away, Steam. Mello, have you heard of a game called Ananta? Have you heard of this game? I'm gonna put it on screen for a sec. It's like GTA 5 anime. I think I pre-registered. What do you mean play? Ah, sound. Huh. Okay, I don't know where this music's coming from, guys. Is it the website? Okay, it's the website. Oh my god. I bet you I'm gonna get copyrighted for that. Ugh. Anyway, this is what the game looks like. It's literally just GTA 5, but anime characters and anime weapons. Oh, I'm so excited for this one. And I think it's free to play. So, I don't know if you're seeing it well. I don't know what this whole Spider-Man situation is. That looks insane. But look at this, dude. God, I'm so ready for this. It reminds me of it's like GTA 5 mixed with Borderlands. mixed with Persona. It looks so good. You feel me? Mello, that's exactly what it is. It's online multiplayer. So it's like Fortnite in terms of the online situation. Like everyone can be on the same server type thing. I guess there'll be some type of passive mode. I don't know what the story is gonna be looking like, but it's a thing, dude. Watch the trailer later on. Just watch the actual trailer with volume. Let me put it in the chat here. Yeah, just type that into YouTube. No, I misspelt it. There we go. Let me know when it's out. It looks like my kind of game. LOL. Yeah, dude, I'm very excited. In fact, I'm gonna look up right now and find out when it's out. Because I'd play this alongside GTA 6. No problem at all. Okay, let's see. When's the game start? When is it starting? Mello, currently 9,154,423 people have pre-registered to play this game. Let me go into news. Nope. Okay, 2025. Are you guys not telling us? I'm looking for news on this game right now. I'm not seeing it. Is it on Twitter? I know people say it's called X now. I don't care. I'm calling it Twitter. Nanta game. Yeah, it's literally a free-to-play open world. God. It's gonna be great. Yeah, no news on it yet. Mello. So before the new year, you said some big UFO news was coming. Any update? LOL. Mello. Let me show you something. Mello, let me show you something. And this is like the smallest part of it. But I just want you to see this. So basically, a pilot's come out, said that he was involved in retrieving a egg-shaped UFO. It had a bunch of like markings embossed in it. And this is video from his helicopter, supposedly, of him carrying the egg. So that right there, Mello, that's a UFO, apparently. They found it in a cave in Antarctica or something. But this is real video, apparently, of them. He picked it up somewhere and now he's dropping it off for like military guys to pick it up. So that egg, Mello, is apparently a non-human. Even the pilot doesn't know what it is. It didn't look like it had any seams or doors. It was covered in these like hieroglyphic type situations, which were embossed. So they were like inside it, kind of. It's like stamped in, you know? And that's just one, Mello. There's a lot more. There's a lot more in the pipeline. So we're still only in Feb, my dude. But trust me, daddy. Mello, you see? This is what's crazy. How is it not bigger news? How? Like the pilot's come out with his face being like, I transported this thing. And he said it like it messed with his emotions real crazy. Like he was crying in the helicopter. And then once he let it go, the further away he got from it, like the more normal he got again. And there's more stuff coming out. I don't know if you've heard, Mello. The US government's now releasing all the JFK files, 9/11, COVID, and UFO stuff. So we're just in February. What are we? 14th of February? Buddy, it's getting serious. That's all I can tell you. It's getting serious. And it's going to get more and more serious. So I'm excited personally. Also, Mello, I was driving with my girlfriend here. We were driving down this road. We look up. We see these lights. Quite low down. Above the road. It's dark. There's lights around. It's not like pitch black. There's like buildings and gas stations around. So we see this light. And we're like, dude, what is this? It wasn't moving really. It was going very slowly or like almost stationary. So we're like, what the hell is this? And the closer it got, the more we were like, okay, what the hell is that? We don't know what this is. And we both saw it was like a diamond shape, black, and the lights were on the corners. And then as we got closer, it just became an aeroplane. And then the noise just came out of nowhere. The noise just came out of nowhere. And then it flew over us, and it was a plane with the propeller noise. It was one of those prop shaft planes. And that freaked us out because we saw a black diamond with lights on the corners. And as it got closer, it just became a plane. Like the sound from the plane also just started. Like, because we were watching it and there was no noise. And then right when it got over, like near above us, because my sunroof was open, airplane sounds. And we saw an airplane. And we were both like, I have no way to explain this to myself or anyone else. Because we both saw a diamond. A black diamond. And then it's like it just transformed into a plane. Oh, so freaky, dude. This was in Kenya. Yeah, this was like 3 weeks ago. Dude, my brain just, I was like, dude, what the hell is going on here? Yeah, we still don't know what the hell was going on. But it started off as like some object, silent. Just imagine you see some lights, diamond shaped, black, and then right as it passes over your head, you just hear, and then you see a plane. It was noisy too. We should have been able to hear it for a while, but we didn't until it was above our heads. Then it's like someone switched on the volume. Oh man, it was creepy. It wasn't scary. It was actually very exciting, but it was also like, dude, what the hell was that? It was such a bizarre sensation because it almost felt like whatever it was realized it was being watched, and it was like, oh, gotta be a plane. No one's gonna question those. Now maybe we're nuts and it was doing that the whole time and it was a plane and it's only a plane. Okay, that's possible, but you'd have to help me understand how it was silent first, and why did it look like a diamond, and then how did the propellers just start making noise? Q Yunky, I was telling Mello how me and my girl were driving here in Nairobi, and we saw a, I don't know, it looked like we thought it was like, is this a drone? What is this? But it wasn't making any sound, and it was flying directly on top of the road. Like, and it wasn't moving. And I slowed down to get a better look, and we both saw a black diamond shape with lights on either corner. And then right as it got above our heads, all of a sudden the sound of an airplane engine just turned on. And then it looked like an airplane. Like it looked like a diamond, and then it just became an airplane. Dude, I have no way to explain what we saw. But yeah, that's the thing that happened. No idea. Q Yunky, it was on... Do you know Langata Road, where Nairobi Academy is? That long road where Nakumatt Galleria is? The Galleria Mall? Just like go the other way, like halfway up, like towards Karen. There's a big gas station there. We were on that road. It was like 7, 8 in the night. And we just saw this thing. Do you listen to a podcaster called Mr. Ballin? He does weird and unexplained stories. You might like him. Mello, when I was in Cambridge, when I first met you guys, I would watch Mr. Ballin, and when we were having dinner, like every night. Mr. Ballin's great. And I remember he helped motivate me in terms of streaming and YouTube, because his content is very simple. Like, I don't mean simple like low effort. I mean simple like it's not overly complicated. He just tells stories, and then they put some footage in the back, and it's so interesting to watch, you know? But he also tells stories really well. I like the way he does it, because he'll tell the story as if he doesn't know what's going on. Then he gets to the point, and it's like, whoa. Yeah, Q, we saw some stuff, dude. Has anybody else seen something weird in the sky? Because I saw a damn black diamond transform into a propeller aircraft in my face. That was very weird. Like, imagine seeing a fish and then it transforms and then it's a boat. Like, that's how bizarre it was. Because it was just a diamond and then it was an airplane. What? Yeah, so you guys tell me if you've seen anything like this. I am still thinking about it. I am still thinking about it. Like, it just freaked my head out, dude. I was like, dude, what am I seeing? Q Yunky, did the lights move at all? If they followed each other like a train, there's a good chance that was Starlink. You can see Starlink from the ground, and it's just a trail of dots. They move like very steady in a line, and they just go across the sky in one direction. They don't change anything, and they're like evenly spaced. So if you saw that just go in one direction across the sky at one speed, that was very likely Starlink. If it moved any differently to what I've just described, then you saw some stuff. Yeah, because Starlink looks like it's a row of lights and they just move in one direction. It's like smoothly across the sky. If any of them change direction or slowed down or sped up, that's a totally different situation. That's freaky, dude. I'm imagining the first time I saw stuff in the sky. Your brain doesn't know what to do. It's just like, Can you hear it? Sorry, I just blew your ears out. It was freaky at the time, yeah. Because your brain has to really quickly try and figure out what's happening. And so your brain's like, okay, is this real? Okay, I'm definitely seeing this. I'm not hallucinating. Okay, and then once it passes that gate, it's like, I don't know of anything that acts or looks like this. My whole life, I've never seen a bunch of dots in the sky just moving. Like, your brain has to do a lot of thinking to figure out what you're looking at. I felt like an Aztec. Hell yeah, dude. When we saw that thing in the sky that turned into a plane, I was like, oh boy. I understand now why people made like rock carvings and statues and like paintings about stuff. Because your brain just has no clue what's going on. Like, we tend to forget that, leaving out the idea of reincarnation, right? Because if it's real, it seems like we just forget our last life anyway. But so in a general sense, this is the first time we're living this life, or the first time that we remember, right? We don't have memory of before, so to us it's like the first time. So when you see stuff like that, your brain really struggles with like, what is that? And also in school, science, media, everyone says that stuff is fake. It's in movies. It's not real. Reality is things you can touch and see, and that they make sense. They follow the rules of physics. So when you see something that just doesn't, your brain struggles. Your brain just struggles. And you know what, Q? I was having a conversation with my sister about this. If aliens showed up today, like a spaceship just boom, above every major city, there's a lot of people who are very materialistic about science, where it's like, if I can't touch it or measure it, it's not real. You can't come from space. The distances are too big. Interdimensional, there's no such thing. Like, those people's lives are going to be thrown upside down. At least for people like us, we believe like something's going on. So our minds are already prepared for something weird, you know, like something unusual. So if aliens showed up, I mean, we might freak out still, but we'd very quickly come to terms like, yeah, okay, I figured. But there's a bunch of people who are like, no, none of it's real. It's not real. It's impossible. The laws of science don't allow it. And then they turn science into a bunch of rules rather than, like, Science is the explanation of the world around you. It doesn't dictate the rules of nature. There's a quote I really like which says, reality is not obligated to conform to your beliefs. Like, reality is reality. If ghosts are real, mermaids, werewolves, aliens, if they're real, it doesn't matter if you don't believe them. It doesn't matter if you can't fathom how they came about. If you see one, your brain's gonna have to deal with it right there. And I feel bad kind of for a lot of those people, because what's even crazier is, like, there's a lot of people who, like, they'll say they're Christians, right? Or Muslim or whatever. And in every religion, there are supernatural beings. There's Jesus figures. No, I missed the mosquito. There's like Jesus, you know, some people have Gilgamesh, some people have Rama. Like, you can believe that your creators are literally aliens, right? Like, who has blue skin and 10 arms or whatever? There's no human like that. So there's people who believe in that, but you tell them that spaceships are real and they freak out or they argue with you. It's so confusing to me. How can you believe someone like Jesus is real, but you can't deal with the idea of UFOs? How? Like, Jesus cured people when he touched them. There's zero scientific explanation for that. But they'll go to church, they'll believe in Jesus and God, and then as soon as you bring up aliens, they're like, oh no. It's so silly to me. Yunji. How you doing? Q Yankee, exactly. I've seen District 9. That's exactly what I would hope it looks like. Just have a spaceship land, well, park itself in the air above every city. God, that would be a great day. Because everyone would have to deal with it. You can't argue. You can't sleep it off. You can't change the channel. You can't, like, make fun of somebody bringing it up so that they stop. It's there in the sky and you just have to deal with it. And you know what I hope? If they do that, I hope they do that for like 6 months. Like, they're just up there. And then the military can't shoot them down. They have force fields. Or the military can't even get close. Maybe they get close and all their, like, electronics start going crazy. Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm so excited for aliens to show up. Blow our minds. Yunji, I texted you on Insta. I think I saw that. And I was like, yo, I gotta get back online. And here we are. How's school, Yunji? My music's loud. I'm in my second term studying for checkpoints so I can enter UGSCE. It's IGCSE, I think, Yunji. I did that too. Q Yankee, rather Jesus show up than aliens. Q, what if he is one? And I'm not saying that makes him not Jesus. But what if he shows up and he's like, oh yeah, I'm out here on this other planet usually. And now I'm back. We believe Jesus as a prophet. Sure. And even then, what is a prophet? Is a prophet some kind of special human being? with special power. And I think traditionally all prophets usually end up leaving the planet. Or when they die, they go somewhere. Where are they going? So all I'm trying to say is, if Jesus is somewhere right now, hanging out, waiting to come back, or watching us somehow, you could argue that that's an alien, according to human standards. You could argue all the gods of Egypt, Greece, you could argue India, you could argue they're all aliens because they didn't come from Earth originally. They came from somewhere else. And on Earth, they're much more powerful and special than regular people. Sounds like an alien to me. Bro, you funny. I mean, it's true though. If Jesus comes back right now, how will he come back? He won't show up with a car. He'll most likely just appear in the sky or on the ground. So one thing I think we can agree on is that he's either not human or he is, but like a much more evolved version of us maybe. Or maybe he's unlocked some things that we have too, that we just don't know how to do it. Because if what we read about him is true, that he got killed, 3 days later he just was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm awake now. Every story about him, it leans more towards alien than human. And I'm saying this for the people who believe there's no such thing as aliens. I'm okay with the idea that he's a spiritual being, etc., etc. I have no arguments there. But again, what is a spiritual being? It's clearly not human. Maybe it was. Maybe we'll all become whatever that is later. But he's not just a person. And the definition of alien is just non-human. That's even what the US government says now, non-human intelligence. So if he is a human, then there's a lot of secrets about us that we don't know. For example, where did he go? Because if he's a human and he's somewhere, that means we can get there too somehow, but we don't know how to. Or we're being misled as we hang out on this earth. A prophet is a messenger for Muslims. He is a person through whom Allah speaks. It's not South Park, Q Yankee says. Yeah, Yunji, I get that. And I'm not arguing with it either at all. Like, when I was growing up, we had the Quran, or Quran, and the Bible. We had a whole bunch of religious texts in the house. And my parents would be like, read. If you want to know why do we have that, read it. And everything I've read in the Quran, really interesting stuff. And like thought-provoking. And, you know, just a lot of it made a lot of sense. Same with some things in the Bible. Same with some things in the Mahabharata. You know, especially if it was written for us, it makes sense that you can open those books and go, oh yeah, that makes sense to me. But those figures, there's something special about them. That's all I'm saying. And so if Jesus or Muhammad just came back, you couldn't argue that they were somewhere outside of Earth. That's all I'm saying. Is that these are, okay, let's say they're people. They're capable of going somewhere that is not Earth, and they just live there or do whatever, and then they can just come back. That alone is mind-blowing. So even if they're not aliens. Yunji, I understand. I understand. I'm just making up examples here. But thank you for educating me on that. And there you go, Yunji. If somebody can go and come back after thousands, maybe millions of years, then minimum they are unlike any other human being that has ever existed. They're completely unique. Or they're more than human. There's something. And look, they could have started off that way. That's fair. They could have started off that way. Q Yunky, the disciples wouldn't die for a lie. I don't think anyone does. I don't think anyone dies for a lie. I think... Because here, this is a simple way to look at it, right? In different countries, there's different religions. So... I don't believe that one is right and all the others are wrong. Something else is going on. Maybe in this country, they interpreted it this way, or they were communicated with in a certain way. And then in this other country, different type of communication, different type of understanding. So in my head, I think all the religions are connected. And a lot of the arguments are just technicalities and biases and preference. But if we just boiled it down to its pureness, then all religions speak of a creator who exists outside of Earth, outside of time, outside of life. And in most of them, there was either some type of messenger, or they chose somebody here, or they sent their children, or they sent some beings to come down here and to teach us things. So just that purely, I think there's no argument. Just that example there. I think every religion will agree, yeah, that's basically what was going on. But now, what that person or entity was, what they wanted, what they taught, that's where there's differences. And with those differences, I don't know. Yunji, we are taught in the Quran that Sunnah is Isa will return towards the end of time, and it is then that the Ahlul Kitab will all believe in him as he is truly is, a messenger of Allah, so not an impostor of divine being, the son of Allah. Mello, the issue with religion is most of the texts were written hundreds of years after the fact, more so for Abraham religions. So what actually happened becomes muddled. Yunji, we believe that the Bible doesn't even make sense. And that's fair, because especially with the Bible, Q, I don't know if you know this, the Vatican has miles and miles of libraries, or our library, but miles and miles of shelving underneath the main Vatican City. And it's full of religious teachings and books that were supposed to be in the Bible, but they were just left out for political reasons. So the Bible that we know is a very small representation of the entire thing. Like, there's one book that's proven to exist, is the Book of Enoch. And in the Book of Enoch, this dude straight up saw a spaceship. Like, he described it technically in the text. He described it. There's even a photo, like there's a picture someone recreated based on his description. This looks like a weird spaceship helicopter thing. And he says that he was given measurements to build a temple, exact measurements. They're all in that book. So a NASA engineer looked at this and he built like a model of the craft that Enoch supposedly saw. And we also have CGI renderings of this temple. That stuff's not in the regular Bible. A big problem with Christianity, at least, when the Crusades were happening, when like Catholics were being beheaded by the Protestant leadership in England, so much information was lost because of politics. and hidden. So I think we all don't really know what's happening. I think we know like 1% of really what's going on, because there's enough people who've said, oh yeah, there's more books from the Bible. You just don't know they exist because they're underground in the Vatican. So I think to take any religious text and say this is everything, that's hard, because the world is way more mysterious than we'll ever know. It won't fit into just one book. Now I forget what it's called. It's the Indian text, the Mahabharata. That thing is like hella books. Very detailed explanation of like wars being fought in the sky. You know, at some point you have to agree, like, not everyone's crazy. When certain things are written with such detail, it's like, dude, maybe it did happen. Q Yankee, the books in the Bible are enough for growth and maturity towards Christ. FYI, Catholicism and Christianity are different. Oh, agreed. Agreed, Q. I was raised as Catholic. Very different teachings to the rest of Christianity. And in fact, Q, if we go technically, Christianity and Catholicism used to kind of be one thing. Like, Christianity was one thing. And then after a few years of just political arguments, it branched out. So one side became Catholicism and the other side became everything else. Protestant, Baptist, Anglican, you name it. So Catholicism comes from the original root, and the other denominations all together come from that one, the other half, basically. Yunji, like, the Bible is an unreliable authority because it contains numerous contradictions. Logically, if two statements are contradictory, at least one of them is false. The biblical contradictions therefore prove that the book has many false statements and is not infallible. Yunji, I totally agree with you. I think what happened is the truth existed, the truth was written, and when I say the truth, I mean the truth was written as far as people knew. Like, they put down what happened or what they saw, and then over time, that story started getting modified because it didn't fit some narrative. Some kingdom wanted control of the people, so they purposefully left out parts of the Bible that would make people more reliant on them, right? So then more people, here's my argument. The less you know as a human being, the more you need government, the more you need religious authority. The less you know, the more power they have, because they control what you learn. They control what you think and how you feel. So if they gave you the whole truth, you wouldn't need them. They would not become a moral authority to you, because you would have the truth for yourself and you could make your own decisions, and they would immediately lose power. That's why governments spend so much time campaigning and spending money to make you vote, because they know if you decided to say, forget this, we outnumber the government millions to one. And so what does the government want? It keeps you confused and in the dark, because that's the easiest way to control, is through fear and ignorance. So I personally believe that's happened to a lot of religions, especially Christianity, where the actual truth was just mixed up, and now that we have this weird partial reality, you know, you have to go to church, you have to talk to religious leaders, because they'll have knowledge that you don't have access to. The same could be said about the Quran. So Yunji, I also agree with Q on this. The same could be said. There are, how would I put this? I don't think there exists a religious text that does not have contradictions. I don't think any exists. There only exists religious texts that the people who follow that religion will say is true no matter what. But if you broke down certain statements or theories, then you would find that, well, if this is true, then what's going on this other side? And you could argue that the way it's being interpreted is the problem. You could very easily argue that. Like, here's a simple example. Some very few, very tiny percentage of Muslims have a very violent ideology. That is not Islam. That is not how the Muslim faith is in practice or in theory. But there are some people who've turned it into a violent thing, and they use the scripture to justify violence and segregation. Just like the Jewish teachings, the Talmud. If you guys have ever read about that stuff, the Talmud is so scary, dude. It says such horrible stuff. Like one thing the Talmud says is that Jesus is in hell drowning in boiling feces. What? How did you even come up with that? But if you ask any Jewish person about the Talmud, they'll either tell you, yes, it's messed up, or they'll start immediately making excuses as like, no, that's not what it means actually. But I've read parts of I've listened to people read parts of the Talmud. If you're non-Jewish, you're not even human to them. It's really scary. So, religious texts were written by humans for humans. And they were written at a time when most of the population was not as well educated as they are now. It was really written for illiterate people. So the stories carried the meaning and the teachings, but they were not like mathematical, you know? So, and that's why studying the scripture is a thing. That's why you have to study it. That's why priests and nuns have to study the Bible, because there are parts of it that you have to understand. When was this a story, and when was this something that somebody said is a real event? And that's the only way to really understand religion, is to kind of read the text and then try and make sense of it. Because something I appreciate, you can't disapprove one text over another being contradictory, because no text cannot be controversial. Yes, exactly. True, but not half truth. I can't remember who said it, but religion is opium for the masses. It was and is a way to keep people controlled. Yunji says the Quran has been proven with no contradictions, no lies, and no actual future predictions and signs about the Day of Judgment. So imagine this, Yunji. I know Christians who will say that the Quran has contradictions. I know Muslims who will say that the Bible has contradictions. I know Christians and Muslims who will say that the Indian teachings have contradictions. The problem with this concept of contradictions is it's completely dependent on how you were educated, who you are, where you were born, and how you view reality and morals. Because, for example, in the Talmud, there's a lot of really violent, scary stuff in there. But if you grew up with it, it isn't that to you. To you, it's just like, yeah, that's what happens to someone who isn't Jewish. But to a non-Jewish person, they have a different perspective where it's like, that's not okay. So with every religious teaching, none of them were written, how would I put this? And Yunji, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not sure that the Quran was written physically by Allah. Just the way the Bible was not written by God or Jesus. And the Indian teachings were not written by those gods. It was written by people who interacted with the gods and the deities. But those figureheads did not write the books themselves. They passed down this teaching through words, and then human beings wrote it down. So there is space for confusion, and that's okay, because just like us now, we all grew up differently. We were raised differently. Some of you might have been raised in a way, if someone steals from me, I can beat them up. Somebody else might be raised in that, if someone steals from me, I shouldn't beat them up. I should try and help them somehow. I don't know. Other people might say, no, I have to report them to the police. So the way you were raised determines how you interpret the world. It determines your morals, it determines your ideas, and it determines what you think is real and isn't. To say that any human written text contains zero contradictions is very tricky, because none of us were there when these teachings were written. None of us are sure that the religious teachings we know of are 100% the same. That no one changed it, no one lost something in translation. For example, like with the Quran, it was originally written in Arabic, I think. So as soon as you translate that, and I think the Bible was originally written in Hebrew or something, as soon as you translate it, it is already different. The core messages usually are remaining, but it's now a different text in a way, because different languages and cultures, they have different importance with different concepts. So if you realize that all the religious teachings were written by human beings or illiterate human beings, okay? For people who didn't go to school. And we in 2025 are reading exactly the same text. It only makes sense that over time we'll go, I don't know if this makes sense. Or why is this the case? High claim. What do you mean, Q? Like, here's an example just from me, right? When I was growing up, I remember asking my uncle, like, oh, so if you don't believe in God, you go to hell? And he was kind of like, yeah. And then I was like, what if you grew up somewhere and you weren't taught this stuff? You still going to go to hell? And then, oh, but God let his son die for our sins. So he's going to send us to hell still? And then, you get taught that God loves you more than anything else. That's why he created you. Then I was like, why would he ever send anyone to hell? That didn't make any sense to me. It still doesn't make sense to me. So that right there, for example, is a contradiction. I'm supposed to believe that the being who created everything, including the world I'm in and the brain I have, and gave us free will, if we don't do what he wants, he'll send us to hell. When children misbehave, we don't put them in prison. We teach them that's not okay. Improve here, improve there. So, I'll even just speak to Christianity only. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I still don't believe is direct translation. Because the way they describe God's love for humans, it doesn't add up with being sent to hell. Those two things don't work. For eternity, someone created you, gave you free will, you weren't taught certain things, or your life was so horrible and difficult that you went, I don't think there's a God, man. Like, my life has been so bad, he hasn't helped me. Then you just go to hell for that? No. I don't think so. So I think every religion has some truth in it, but I think people have corrupted the original meanings and teachings, because there was a very long period of history where some religions were banned, or if you were a certain religion, you were killed or exiled. So there wasn't room for people to fully learn. High priests, etc., like the Catholic Church in Africa and many other churches, deeply corrupt. They cover up assault of children. But then on Sunday, if they say this is the truth, you have to believe that, but they'll lie about this other thing. It doesn't work out. They're all humans. The religious text of Islam includes the Quran, several previous texts, including the Torah, revealed to the Prophet and messengers amongst the children of Israel. The Zabur, Psalms, revealed to Dawood, and the Injil, revealed to Isa, and the Hadith, deeds and sayings attributed to Muhammad, which comprise the Sunnah. And you see, Yunji, that makes sense to me. They were texts which they are considered to be revelations. These texts and teachings were revealed to prophets and messengers. They were revealed to Dawood. What that tells me is there was a source of this information. This information was given to humans, and then the human beings wrote it down and started to teach it to their fellow people. I have no disagreement there. None at all. That makes complete sense to me. Now, the real serious part is okay, here's an example. Like in the Bible, it said Judas turned on Jesus. He was like, oh, I don't know this guy, blah, blah, blah. And then Jesus got crucified because Judas rejected him. If that's possible, Judas was with Jesus. He saw the things he did, and he still was able to lie and say, I don't know this dude. So all I'm trying to say is, I'm not trying to say these teachings don't exist or they didn't come from a real place, like a real, they didn't come from the creators. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the message from these teachings is very unlikely to be complete. The same complete as it was the first time it was given to a human being. I think the most complete any religious teaching was that day that person was given this information. That was the one and only time that it was all there, complete. As soon as that message moves to a second person, that second person has their own biases, their own thoughts, and they'll interpret that message in a way that makes the most sense to them. Now, granted, it's been written down. Yunji says, if Jesus was God, why didn't he just teach everybody? And you see, Yunji, those are exactly the questions that I have about Christianity, but also Islam, also the Indian faith, Buddhism. I have the same questions for all of them. Because if we can argue about which one is right, then that by itself is proof that we can't convince the other people. And if you can't convince another person, that means that there's something missing. Yes, and Yunji, the idea is that Jesus's disciples were the ones tasked with giving away his teachings and teaching the world about him. But then another question I can very easily ask is, this was happening in Jerusalem, in Bethlehem. Jesus wasn't hanging around East Africa, or at least the Bible doesn't talk about that. He wasn't in France or China. He was in one place, and everything happened around there. So what was happening in France, in Africa, when this was going on? What were those people doing? There's no TV, there was no radio. You know? They believed other things. So what I'm trying to say is, all religion, I have no argument that all religion came from a source. That's okay with me. I understand that. But what the teachings are and what the reality of it is, it's been diluted over hundreds of thousands of years by different human beings. Like, here's a simple example. Like, for example, with the Catholic Church, I know of some very corrupt priests who did really bad things to children. And then didn't tell anyone what they did. And if it was found out, they would pay them off, or the church would just move them and hide that information. So if the person responsible for teaching me about my faith is assaulting children and hiding it, if you can assault a child and hide it and move on with your life, you can very easily avoid telling people about a whole bunch of stuff in that book so that you retain control. You know, if you can lie about hurting a child, you're definitely going to be able to lie about the teachings of the Bible. It's not like there's some magic energy where you can't lie about the Bible, but then you can still be a bad human being. No. All religions are run by humans. It's another person who has the same flaws as you, but we give him a higher importance because this person is said to have studied the scripture and gone to, and done meditation and everything. So we trust them to teach us. But if the person teaching you is a liar and a deviant, then how can you be sure the message you're receiving is true? Yunji, I have watched arguments and discussions on Arabic TV, like in Dubai. I was watching this, and one guy was even put off the air because he was trying to say non-Muslims are not going to go to hell because they don't believe in Allah. He said on TV, and he was a imam? I forget what the word is, but he was a very educated religious figure. Like, he studied the Quran, studied the religion, for many, many years. And he explained, if somebody is born in Sweden, how are they supposed to know? They're not going to go to hell because they were born in Sweden. That's insane. What he did say was, if Allah showed himself and showed himself and showed the reality, like, I'm here, this is me, and then that person rejected it, that was the different story. But even the higher up educated people in all religions are comfortable to admit there's people who were born without any of this knowledge. They shouldn't be. There's no way they're going to be punished for it. You can't be punished for asking questions. You can't. In fact, in the Catholic Church, you can tell me if it's the same for yours, but in the Catholic Church, it is a heresy to have blind faith. To just believe in it with no questions, no curiosity, that's a heresy. That's wrong. You're supposed to be able to question. You're supposed to be able to ask, why? Why do I have to do this? Why is it like this? Why isn't it like this way? You're allowed to ask those questions because that's how you understand, is by asking questions, hard questions. You've got to be able to go, why do I have to do this? Why do I have to go to church? I know plenty of people who go to church religiously and they're terrible people. And I know people who've never set foot in a church and they are the nicest, kindest, purest human beings I've ever seen. Of course, I also know very good people who go to church and kind and pure, yes. But the point I'm making is having a religion that you follow doesn't make you better than someone who doesn't have it. How you act and behave as a human, how you treat people, and how you treat the world around you, that's what decides. Now, religions were there to give you guidelines on how to be a good person. I'm very okay with that. But at the end of the day, how you live as a person is the most important thing. Because I know good Christians, I know bad Christians. I know good Muslims, I know bad Muslims. Every religion and faith you can think of, I have examples of very good people and very bad. So clearly, the religion doesn't determine whether you're good or bad. It's you. And if you have blind faith, that is not good. Because if you're not willing to question your teachings, then you're open to be lied to and misled. But when you can say, no, why? Explain this to me. Explain why I have to do this. Explain why I'm going to hell if I don't do A, B, C, D. And what you'll find is that that's actually not what it was. In fact, there are people who've looked through the Bible and they've come to the conclusion that, like, hell is not even a thing. Hell is not what we think. It's not just like a place where you go where everything's on fire and there's a guy with red horns. We made that up for movies. In fact, a lot of people say hell is the absence of God. That could be true. That could be something different. But the point I'm making is you have to be able to realize everything you think and believe, it came from another person. And if I tell you guys a story today, like everything I've said now, if you tell your friends what I said and they tell their friends what they said, what I said, there's a very good chance that by the time your friends telling their friends what I said, the message is already different to what I was talking about. This is how information works. The more it spreads out, the more diluted it gets. That's why we tried by writing it all down, putting it in the, putting it in a text called the Bible or whatever. That's how we tried. But still, you just can't know that this is all the truth, 100%. There's no way to know that. And anyone who tells you they know 100% the truth is lying. Because they were not alive when those messages were being given. They didn't watch it happen. All they have is written text. And the Bible, I know for a fact, the real one, is probably 100 times more text than the one that we're used to having. That one book. There's a whole bunch of books in the Vatican underground that were part of the Bible, but then the church just decided which ones they will show people, and they kept the others. Why? You have to be willing to question your faith. If you don't question your faith, then people will manipulate you. I have family members who had blind faith. They were completely manipulated by their church or their religious leaders, for those who weren't Christian. They were completely manipulated. So you have to be able to ask. If you're not allowed to question, something is wrong. Something is wrong. And if you want to understand it well, look at kids. When you tell a child to do something they don't understand, they will say, why? Why do I have to do that? Why do I have to go to sleep early? Why can't I have candy at night? How come I can't drink soda all the time? Human beings have to understand why they do things in order to do them. If you just do what you're told without thinking, there's no way for you to know if someone's lying to you. You have to be able to question. You have to be able to ask, but why? And if you're not given answers, or you're not allowed to ask those questions, something's wrong. I'm not saying quit your religion at that point, but find somebody who will give you answers, or who will at least help you understand why you can't get answers. Because I started as a Christian, like Catholic, go to church every Sunday, do exactly what I was told. But the older I got, the more I was like, hold on, why though? And when I ask my family or priests, I see them struggling to answer the question. And then I realize, oh, you guys don't know everything. Anyway, I gotta have dinner. I have spoken my head off. And by the way, guys, these are just my random thoughts. I don't know anything. I don't know any more than you guys do. I hope I didn't sound presumptuous. Those are just the questions and the thoughts I have. I personally believe every religion holds truth, and all together, there is something there that is the real reality. So I was just telling you guys my thoughts. I'm not judging anybody. I'm not telling anyone to do anything or to not do anything. I'm just speaking my mind and sharing where my head is at and how I think about this stuff, you know? But I will never judge somebody because they believe in this or that. I don't know any better. We all just got born on this planet and we have to figure it out. You know, the message I was trying to give was ask questions. I have no problem with somebody who is actively trying to understand and learn. You'll get there. Eventually you'll get the knowledge you need and you seek. But if you just do things without thinking, I think it's very troublesome and it'll be difficult for you in the future. But when you can ask questions, you'll eventually get to the truth, whatever it is, you know? So thank you guys for listening. I'm gonna have dinner and I'm glad that you guys showed up on the stream. For anyone lurking, sorry, we just like devolved into philosophical debate. Well, not devolved, but you know, we got into it. W stream, Q Yankee, you're a great guy, man. I always appreciate that. Yunji, if you're still there, you're great. Thank you guys for engaging in this conversation and sharing your thoughts. I honestly think this is how ultimately we figure it out. It's by asking each other questions and challenging each other, honestly. Because I know that there's ways that I see things that somebody will one day come and say, hey, by the way, have you tried this? And then boom, oh, I didn't even realize. You know, that's how I learn too. You know, I know that we'll all make mistakes, but just keep curious, ask questions, and don't let another human being decide your reality for you. I think that's my main message. If something feels off, if something confuses you, ask about it. Try and figure it out. You know, but don't ignore your own mind's questions. Human beings are very smart. If your gut's telling you something feels weird, there's truth there. I appreciate you guys. It was a good listen. Always got to challenge yourself or you'll never learn. You have a good night. Keep spitting that truth. Peace. I appreciate you, Mello. I'll be on here tomorrow, dude. We'll see if we can play something. I might make some beats. Who knows? Yeah. But I appreciate you guys. Much love to all of you. Again, thanks for listening. I appreciate all beliefs, all religions, all ways of life. You know, they're all equally valid. So if any of you don't believe in anything or believe in something, it's still okay. I have no judgment towards you. All I hope is that your life improves every day and you get success, and anything that's difficult in your life gets easier and you overcome it. That's ultimately what I want for everybody. Just to be able to live happy and comfortable and to grow. So appreciate you guys. I am out and I will see y'all. I'll be here tomorrow, I'm pretty sure. So just make sure you tune in. Bye bye. See you later.